and today I will be presenting my final speech for my online spoon class, my persuasive speech. Before I begin, I'd like to introduce my audience and thank you all very much for being here. I greatly appreciate it. If you all look in front of you, you'll see that I've placed some pictures on the tables. You may think that these wrecks were actually caused by something we know as common as drunk driving, but I can assure you that these are not the causes of these accidents. These wrecks were actually caused by something we know and are shoved down our brains every day: texting and driving. As teens, we all seem to think that we are invincible to this world, but did you know that 11 teens die every day from texting and driving? That number is really scary. I'm here to tell you that we can change these statistics. Now, it starts with us. I feel that I will persuade you to stop texting and driving today because from my research, I consider myself a credible speaker. Consulting with sites such as ASCH.org, unitypoint.org, driverstest.org, walkuplawoffice.org, and mz.com. These sources have made me a credible speaker on this topic. I feel extremely passionate about this topic and think that everyone should learn to put down the phones and start practicing safe driving in order to keep everyone safe. During this speech, you will learn about how important it is to keep your eyes on the road because it could cost you your life and even the lives of many other people. Using Monroe's motivated sequence, I will show you why it is important to stop texting and driving now. First, let's address the problems that result from phone use while at the wheel. Modern day technology has changed tremendously since the first phone was made in 2005. Since this day, there's not many people who can say, "I don't have a cell phone." Whether it's for texting, calling, Instagramming, Snapchatting, or even gaming, people are always on their phones. The problem in today's society is the dependence on phones, and failure to refuse the temptation at the wheel is causing easily avoidable accidents that are ultimately causing lifelong regret. Texting while driving is illegal, even though many people still take their eyes off the road just to send a text or even a DM. The correlation between motor vehicle accidents and texting while driving has skyrocketed in the last decade, and that's because of our generation. According to ASCH.org, in an article written back in May of 2013, a new study shows that estimated 3,000 teenagers nationwide die each year from texting and driving, opposed to the 2,700 teens whose lives are taken from driving under the influence. In the US alone, driving while under the influence has now taken the back seat for the cause of death or injury for teens, compared to the worst driving distraction known as texting and driving. In 2015, information from Teen Safe experts states, distracted driving ultimately caused an average of 3,477 deaths amongst the national's population, Walk-Up Law Office. That's over 400 more deaths per year, all because a single person couldn't put down their cell phone at the wheel. A second point I'd like to make is that we must consider our passengers. Transporting others in the car makes the driver fully responsible for the person sitting next to them. The statistics of passenger deaths are just as bad as drivers in accidents, and it's becoming increasingly higher. Sending or even reading a text message or email puts your passengers at a significantly higher risk for being in a car accident while riding in your vehicle with you. Some advice by LiveWell from Unity Point Health states, ask for assistance from your passengers. If you have a passenger riding with you in your car, have him or her answer a call or text on your behalf. They'll totally understand. Remember that you shouldn't always take after your parents and follow their examples, especially if it's a bad one like texting and driving. Next, texting while driving is the most dangerous type of distraction, mainly because it mixes visual, manual, and cognitive distractions all in one. Miller and Zoyce, known as Maryland's personal injury lawyers, article states that there are 3 types of driving distractions, which are visual, manual, and cognitive distractions, which all play a very significant role in a task so simple as driving. Visual driving distractions such as cell phone use diverts your eyes away from the road, making texting and driving scenarios very problematic to our generation. Manual cell phone distractions ultimately cause hands-off driving methods, which risk so many lives, passengers and drivers. Lastly, cognitive distractions make anyone liable to become mentally unfocused while driving a car because it's all in your brain. Cognitive distractions often make a driver take their mental focus off of the road, which obviously you all know is extremely hard. Now, let's consider different ways we can solve this problem that's killing so many young people and teenagers today. From my research, specifically from driving tests under the article titled 10 Pragmatic Reasons That Will Make You Stop Texting and Driving Today, I have compiled a few different suggestions to solve this growing problem of phone use while driving. First, one solution to this problem would be turning off your cell phone or keeping it out of reach so you can't get to it and check out your phone. Turning off your device or phone so the sound will not allow you to feel tempted by the hearing of the beep, buzz, or ring. Secondly, I also believe that laws should become a lot stricter. Today, state legislation has passed many laws stating that the use of a cell phone is banned, with some exceptions. Retrieved from a map on drivingtest.org, in 2015, 48 out of the 50 states have at least some sort of ban on cell phone use at the wheel. Minnesota and Arizona are actually the only states to have no ban on these laws. States like Texas and Missouri have only a minor law on texting and driving for beginner or novice drivers. If the laws were a lot more sufferable, besides a cash fee, people of all ages and driving experience would be afraid to break the law. But is death not considered the worst problem of them all? Also, we should stop texting and driving because hands-free technology has become fully available for everyone to use. It's very easy to get to with all the new technology we have available to us as young teens. It would be safer to use hands-off technology / GPS in a car. It is a helpful alternative to looking down at Google Maps on an iPhone. Furthermore, more newer cars provide Bluetooth audio options, making drivers safe. Also, people can take phone calls in cars. The different audio features are extremely helpful in not making you a distracted driver. You can say exactly what you need to whenever and wherever you are on your drive. Just say send, and it's that simple. Another solution is to start letting others know you are currently driving, and we'll get back to them as soon as you reach your destination. Family, friends, and co-workers will definitely understand, and if they don't, they obviously don't know the severity of what that action could cause. Lastly, we should all remember that if it is an emergency, there are plenty of times to pull over your vehicle. It only takes a couple of seconds to pull over just to get to your phone. According to the 10 pragmatic ways to stop texting and driving today, an article retrieved from drivingtest.org like I mentioned earlier, remember that red light signs stop signs are still not safe places to check your phone. Take the time to find a parking lot or a safer alternative to park your car to get to your phone. Finally, I'd like to convey the different outcomes if we as teens put down the cell phones and teach others of the importance of not texting and driving. All in all, the statistics will change if we put down our phones. Teens will no longer be subjected to bad communication skills and death rates that skyrocket every single year and every single day. As you can see, texting and driving has become a very deadly distraction, if not the most deadly. These problems are not yet solved, but it starts with us. It may even be known as the most deadly driving distraction in the United States. Solving this problematic habit would be much easier if we just put down our cell phones and focused on the road. There are many forms of communication nowadays with all the technological advances our generation has available right at our fingertips. April was actually Texting and Driving Awareness Month, so it seemed most appropriate to share all of my information with you today. Even though the promotion of texting while driving awareness has been ingrained into our minds and deeply rooted in our lives, we must remember why it is so significant to our age group. As young adults, we have to be the voice and begin driving towards better practice habits to keep others safe. Using the "it won't happen to me" excuse and mentality will not solve this distracting problem. Today, when you're driving home, just remember that in the 5 seconds it takes you to send that text message, it's not worth risking your entire life. I know that most of you have big dreams like graduation, buying a house, getting married, and even having children. Don't jeopardize those dreams and put down the phones. The responsibility for safer roads begins with all of us. This concludes my persuasive speech for my online spoon class. I'd like to thank you all for coming out today and really hope you've been persuaded by this. Thank you.